So I had a question here. It says, hey, Alex, what is the current highest APY offered by high yield savings account and what are the catches? What are the catches? I like this question. When you're talking about high yield savings accounts, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're only looking for the highest interest rate, there are many websites out there that give you the savings accounts with the highest interest rate. And I'm going to go over a few examples here in a second. The highest APYs that I've seen start at 4.35% as of this month. But there's a catch, right? This question is like, okay, so what are the catches of high yield savings accounts? And the biggest catch that I personally see is the fact that these rates are not permanent. They're not stable. They are prone to change. It's not like a CD. A CD, a certificate of deposit, it's something that you can sign up for, that you can lock in a rate for maybe 6 months, a year, 5 years, depending on what you're looking for. But high yield savings accounts depend heavily on what the Federal Reserve is doing with the interest rates. So if the Federal Reserve is raising interest to cool inflation, then most likely the banks are going to follow suit and also increase rates for their customers. Now, the moment the Federal Reserve starts lowering interest rates to stimulate the economy, then most likely at that point, we will go back to seeing 2%, 1%. When I first signed up with Markets by Goldman Sachs a few years ago, that interest, I think, was about 1.5%. That was in 2021, 2022. So as you can tell, it's good to take advantage of these high yield savings accounts now because they're not going to remain like this forever. Now, here are some of the best high yield savings accounts based on interest rate and a few other features. I've reviewed a couple of them here on the channel, and this is per CNBC as of February 2024. And the best one that they determined best is for earning APY is Western Alliance Bank savings account with 5.32%. So that's the highest one of the list here. And one thing that I want to mention here is when it comes to best, it depends on what you mean by best. Are you looking for highest APY? Are you looking for easiest access to your account? Are you looking for highest FDIC insurance? So it just depends on what you're looking for, and it's going to come down to your needs. Now, the best one for no fees, according to CNBC, is Markets by Goldman Sachs High Yield Savings. It's at 4.5% currently. That's a bank that I personally use. I made plenty of videos here on the channel, so I invite you to check those out so you can get my in-depth review and insight on this specific organization. Another one that I reviewed here on the channel, which is also here as part of the best high yield savings account per CNBC, is LI. LI right now is at 4.35%, and that one is best for checking savings combo. Now, one thing that I've learned about LI is I used to bank with them, by the way, a long time ago. And the one thing that they offer nowadays is they have savings buckets. And with some organizations out there, one thing that I've noticed is you have to open different savings accounts if you want to save for different things. If you want to save for a house, you have a savings account for a house, another one for a car, maybe another one for a vacation. But for LI, you have these savings buckets, which SoFi also offers, by the way. You have these savings buckets, and they all relate to one account. So you can start saving from different things and not have to open many accounts and just have one. So that's the main benefit I've seen from LI. Now, here's an interesting bank that I'm sure you haven't heard of, and that is Basque Bank. Now, as opposed to offering a very high yield savings account, an interest rate that is, they give you airline miles, and specifically they give you 2.5 American airline miles for every $1 saved annually instead of interest. So I don't know the details on the specifics on what you need to qualify for or what are the eligibility requirements or how you redeem these points, but I thought it was an interesting concept. If you are someone that is just very motivated to travel the world and go to crazy places every 6 months, every year, so then if traveling is your thing and that's what you're into nowadays, then maybe, just maybe, this airline miles feature from Basque Bank can be a great turn-on for you. So for me right now, because I'm in a different stage in life, I'm now worried more about emergency funds and looking to buy a house and grow my family's wealth in the short-term and long-term different mindset. Then for me, this is not a good option. I'm on interest. Give me the hard cash, baby. Now, the last thing I want to share here with you when it comes to best high yield savings accounts per CNBC, it's something, SoFi, it's a bank that I've also reviewed here in the channel and provided some insights. There's some requirements that you need to make sure that you qualify if you want to make sure that you get the APY. But SoFi right now, it's 4.6%, if I'm not mistaken, February 2024. And they have a very hefty bonus. They have a bonus of up to $325. $300 if you go to the bank itself. You get an extra $25 if you sign with the link in the description that I share with you. And you can use the link. Again, it does support the channel. But hey, it's $325, and that's the highest personally that I've seen amongst all the other savings accounts that are reviewed, that are researched. So now I'm going to question here, what are some red flags to watch out for when choosing a high yield savings account? I love this question. Now, some red flags, of course, it's going to depend on what you're looking for. Some red flags for me may not be some red flags for you, but I've thought about a few that could be generally applicable to anybody looking for a high yield savings account. For example, monthly maintenance fees. If you have monthly maintenance fees that are going to end up eating up any type of earnings that you have in your savings, I don't like it. Big red flag. Also, no FDIC insurance. So you got to be aware here, because there are some people out there, some banks, actually they're not even banks, some organizations that are offering a very high return on your savings, but they're not banks, they're not FDIC insured. There's one that comes to mind now, but I don't want to get sued. So make sure that you read the fine print, that you read the customer reviews and what people are saying about that bank, because I don't want you to get scammed. I want you to make the most money with your hard-earned income. So we got to be careful here. Also, if the APY is too high, this goes along with the previous point that I was making. If it's too good to be true, if they're offering you 7%, 6%, 10% crazy interest, make sure that you read the fine print. Read the fine print. Like, do not get scammed by certain people that are trying to take advantage of the situation. Also, too many online reviews or too many negative online reviews. Maybe people are unhappy with the interest. Maybe some banks out there, they're not honoring what they're offering, what they're advertising. So look at the reviews, what people are saying. Also, too many footnotes, too many hidden requirements, too many fees here and there. Maybe they give you a fee, which I've seen in the past. They give you, there's a bank out there that I read, if you withdraw too many times from your savings account, then they charge you a fee. Their policy is you're not supposed to have more than X number of withdrawals per month. What I've seen regularly is 6. Some people offer unlimited withdrawals. So if they're going to charge you for taking money out of your account, to me, it's a huge red flag. And last but not least, also, if there's a new bank or new organization with no reviews, no history, you don't know where they're coming from, how long they've been in business, then that would be a red flag for me. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments if you've run into any of these types of scenarios. Now, the third question I have here is, I need an emergency fund. Is a high yield savings account the best option? Now, great question. I need an emergency fund. A high yield savings account is great for an emergency fund. It's great to maybe save for any type of leisure or pleasure or even business that you are also looking to build for the future. So for me now, an emergency fund, if this is the best option. For me, right now it is, because of the very high APY the banks are offering. Also, easy access to my money. Now, one of the things that I like about high yield savings accounts is that you can transfer money to your external source, or you can go to, if you have a checking account with a certain organization, you can transfer your money to your checking, go get your money that way. So it's easy access, there's high APY, and also there's no minimum balance, there's no fees. And all of this is not necessarily the case with a certificate of deposit. If you need an emergency fund, you're going to put in a certificate of deposit. If you want to take the money out before the certificate of deposit or CD matures, then you are going to be held liable for fees. They're going to charge you fees. So even though that APY may be a little higher with CDs, then we also locked in for a certain amount of time, or you get charged a fee. So that's what I have to say with respect to that. Now, number 4. Are there any high yield savings accounts with no monthly fees or minimum balances? Oh, absolutely. There are many of them out there. I reviewed a bunch of them here on the channel. In fact, if there is a bank account that charges you a monthly fee, even if it's a high yield savings account, then I suggest that you start looking for competitors and other options. Some of the ones that are reviewed and I share here for no monthly fees or minimum balance requirements, we're talking about Marcus by Goldman Sachs, which is the one that I personally use. If you use the link in the description for Marcus, you can get an extra 1% for 3 months on whatever APY it is they are offering now. Also with SoFi, it's also no monthly fees or no minimum balance requirements, though they do require you to have direct deposit. You also have American Express, you have Capital One 360, Wealthfront, Ally, and there's many others out there, such as the ones that I shared a few seconds ago in the beginning of the video. So yes, there are many options and there's no reason why you should be getting charged for a high yield savings account. Now, number 5, I'm worried about online security. Are high yield savings accounts safe? And what measures do banks take to protect my money? Honestly, I can't speak for banks on what they do. I'm not a network engineer, a cybersecurity engineer. I don't focus on that, but I can say one thing. The one thing that you can do to increase your online security for a high yield savings account, or honestly, like maybe for any organization for that matter, in my personal opinion, is looking at the branding, looking at that warm and fuzzy feeling. I talked about this when I share my insight and review these high yield savings accounts. What do you feel? What do you think when you hear of an organization? Like, for example, American Express or Goldman Sachs or SoFi or Ally. Do you trust these organizations? And the branding, that feeling of familiarity, trust, comfort, good customer reviews, and also not just other people's reviews, but also like your experience. What has been your experience with some banks out there? I think from a customer, from a client point of view, if we are going to focus on what we can control, then that's the best we can do. I'm a big believer of focusing on what we can control. We cannot control what the bank does when it comes to security features, but we control how we do our research, how we feel about certain organizations, and that's the best I think we can do. It's not like we can go into a bank's network and start messing with it to increase its security. Like what do I know about that? How can I easily compare the different high yield savings accounts and choose the best ones for your needs? Now, you can do your own research. This is going to be dependent on what it is that you like to do. Like if you want to do your own research and identify companies on your own, then that's great. You can make an Excel spreadsheet and kind of look at the best features. And it also depends on what you're looking for, right? Like, are we looking for highest APY? Of course, as a given, we all want the highest interest. But you're also looking for in-person branches? Are you looking for easy, quick transfer, one-day transfer to your account? Are you looking for a nice bonus? It just depends on what you're looking for. So I suggest that you list those requirements and make the search based on that. I'm going to give you a few tips on how to do this a little later. Also, asking Google Bard to give a few options. If you go to Google Bard and you want to use artificial intelligence a little bit, which, by the way, it's great. Everybody should be using those. I suggest that you enter in Google Bard what it is that you like, what you're looking for, and tell it to give you a few recommendations. Like, it will not be 100% accurate, but it will at least give you some good suggestions and help you guide you in the right direction. Another thing that you can do to compare different high yield savings accounts and choose the best one for your needs is just watch the videos here in the channel. Like, I've been doing a lot of that lately. People seem to like them. People seem to be interested in them. So as long as people have interest in them, I'll keep making them. Hey, I'm setting for a specific goal. Down payment, travel. Which features in high yield savings account can help you reach your goal faster? There's two things I want to say. The main ones, like the biggest ones, like ready to reach faster. And I'm also going to be sharing a few things from my experience. Number one is the signing bonus. If there's an organization out there, that offers you a nice signing bonus, whether it is an extra 0.5% on your interest or an extra 1% or a cash bonus like SoFi, Marcus, Wealthfront, they all offer those things, then hey, those are going to help you save your money faster, right? Also, another thing is the automatic transfer direct deposit. Now, this is something that I started doing recently, not too long ago, after reading a book on this. And if you automate your transfers, your deposits from your check, from your job or from your business, and it's almost like you don't see that money, that's going to be much more likely to happen. It's going to save you money faster than if you manually transfer every single month or every single week or day, however often you save. And there's less friction, and there's this whole science behind that on how to make things happen. The less friction that you have, the more likely you will be to make things happen for yourself. So I suggest that you start looking into automated direct deposits and transfers. And also, I want to say maybe having the option of having savings buckets. If you're someone that gets motivated by the progress that you make towards a goal, which, let's be honest, most of us are that way, then maybe something like LI or SoFi, because they offer savings buckets that you can then leverage, and you can start seeing your progress. Hey, this is how much I saved for my house this month. Hey, this is how much I saved for my travel expenses next month. This is how much I save for my kids' college, or for whatever it happens to be. Then you have the option. You don't have to necessarily open multiple savings accounts. You can just have it all under one umbrella. That's just an example, of course. One suggestion. You don't have to follow this. Now, here's something that I want to share with you. If you are a little bit lost on like, man, I don't know what to look for in a high yield savings account, this is what I personally compiled based on my experience, based on my research. And I want you to screenshot it, save it, however you want to do. And let me know in the comments, by the way, what is that you are looking for? I would love to know. We're talking about a competitive APY, no monthly fees, no minimum deposit, easy access to my money, making sure that something is FDIC insured or NCUA for credit unions. The withdrawal limits, it's 6. That's okay, standard. Also, by the way, no fees if you go above this limit. Also, good interfaces, human customer service, no hidden requirements or funny notes, and also the brand name, warm and fuzzy feeling of confidence, trust, comfort, and familiarity. If you are interested in anything that I mentioned, check the description, check the comments in here in this video. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Anything else that I can help you with, I would love to know. With that being said, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. Peace.